What is up, ladies and gents? Let's talk about the Hunter, more specifically the NightStalker. But before we dive in how I play NightStalker, I will say this isn't the only way or the best way to play Hunter in Destiny 2. With one of the improvements over the original Destiny is classes having more build flexibility to an extent. Now with that said, let's talk. Okay, first things first. NightStalker Super is Shadow Shot. It shoots a void anchor that tethers foes, weakening and suppressing them. Now, most people don't realize what that means, but basically it prevents your enemies from using abilities and it makes them receive greater damage. Okay, we'll start with the first tree, the Way of the Pathfinder. Now you have Lockdown, that grenades last twice as long. It's a really nice perk. Some good damage. Vanish and Smoke. When you throw your smoke bomb, everyone it hit becomes invisible. This is super nice for having to recover your shields, etc, etc. You guys pretty know about that. Heart of the Pack increases orbs created and applies a buff to all nearby allies, increasing their stats. Now that's your recovery, your resilience, and your mobility. Movius Quiver. This is really cool, but with a certain exotic, it isn't quite as potent. So it allows you to fire 3 shadow shots, and damage is increased if the target is tethered. Meaning, if I shoot my first shot, the targets that are tethered from the first shot will do extra damage if hit by another shadow shot. Well, looking at this tree as a whole, it is an actual really good tree. You have Lockdown, Vanish and Smoke, which is really good. Heart of Pack is nice for creating orbs for your teammates, but there's a better way of doing it. And that is the one thing about this tree. When you unlock the exotic leggings called Orpheus Rigs, this tree becomes a little obsolete, and we'll go into that here in a second. Way of the Trapper. Now, Keen Scout is a utility perk that allows for faster sprinting, and Enhanced Tracker, allowing you to see resource points and chests on the map. Snare Bomb allows your smoke bombs to stick to surfaces, and when enemies are near, they explode, slowing and disorienting them. Now, this is good for PvE, but shines in PvP due to the fact that when you throw a bomb, it shows on enemies' radar as a person is near, which can lead to some really nice mind games if you pull it off correctly. Deadfall Marker. Your super will last longer and have increased range. Vanishing Step will make you invisible for a short time after using your class ability. After your dodge, you become invisible. Super nice. Allows you to get clutch revives, get around your enemies, etc, etc. Your grenades are situational, so choose whichever. I prefer Vortex for PvE for damage, and Void Wall, which is nice for PvP, where certain situations call for closing off a path, etc. And last but not least, the dodge is up to you. I prefer Gambler's Dodge for more smoke bombs, but Marksman's Dodge is nice for DPS phases in boss fights. Now to my gear. Now as far as gear, run whichever you like to run, but I run 5 mobility, 4 resilience, and 5 recovery with my NightStalker set up right now. I run the Iron Banner helm with 1 recovery. I run the Jensen Knight grips from IO with recovery. Same thing with the chest. Now with my Orpheus rigs, you can run whichever mod you like. I like running with increased recovery, gives me the extra recovery. And my cloak, with the cloak I run a reduced recoil with kinetic weapon mod, just because that's what I prefer. You can run all kinds of things on your actual cloak. And as far as weapons, we all know weapons, use what you like. I use the origin story, inaugural address, and curtain call. Typically, I change that out according to what I'm doing at that specific moment in time. Now with the PvP gear, nothing really changes but 2 pieces. I wear Knucklehead Radar, which allows me to look at my radar while I'm scoping in. And then I change my legs to Exodus Downstrides, so a little more resilience. But I also wear the recovery mod on top of it. But all that really changes. Now my weapon setup, I love pulse rifles, and I really fell in love with the Time Worn Spire from the Iron Banner. Uriel's Gift, which is just an amazing auto rifle. Now as far as power weapon, I run multiple things, either Merciless or Curtain Call, depending on the actual map. And there's even times where I use Hawthorne Shotgun, which is one of my favorite power weapons in the game. But that's the PvP gear. Now, I know what I'm gonna say is gonna get some fanboys pissed off and raging in the comments below, but the NightStalker is a great hunter subclass and does feel a little weak. Not in the way most people think, but individual power, meaning Your super isn't going to instantly wipe out a group of ads or make you feel powerful like some other classes do. Yes, you tether the group of ads in front of you and pull out your sins of the past or curtain call and blow everything to pieces. That feels great, but I feel like I need a little more. Now, what the NightStalker does do well is team synergy. It feels great to pop your super in tandem with a Stormcaller Warlock or a Striker Titan and watch everything die and be replaced with orbs. When you time this right with your Orpheus rigs, having your super recharge instantly and blessing your fire team with more supers, with knowing that a good NightStalker is the best teammate to have in your fire team for group events like strikes if they were worth doing, but that's another topic for another video. But enough said. NightStalker is a fun subclass to play and in some regards a must-have on your fire team. If you haven't already tried it, I suggest trying it out. I would also like to hear everyone's opinions below in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, drop a sub below if you liked the video. Thanks for watching, and until next time, peace out.